Hey guys, how are y'all? It's Mr. Chapner here. I'm over at the park across the street from my house and I figured it's a beautiful day. It's like 75 degrees, the sun is out. So what better thing to do than to come over here and review some solving equations. I'm here with Marshall. He's probably going to help you solve some equations too, right? Okay, so come on. Let's solve some equations, do some practice. Now, when we're over here solving equations, come on Marshall, what you'll see is we have two different things. We have purple terms and we have green terms. The purple terms are the variable terms, okay, and the green terms are the constants because they're constantly a number. And Marshall has some chalk. He has 5 colors. That is awesome. You're going to show us how to solve some equations, okay? Beautiful. All right, so if you look at this equation right here, 4a minus 7 equals negative 15. The whole objective, guys, is to get the purples on one side, the variable terms on one side, and the constants, the green terms on the other. So if you see my 4a is already on this left side of the equal sign, represented by my parking lot, my parking line, totally awesome. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and do the opposite or the inverse. So we're gonna have to get rid of this negative 7. The opposite of Marshall, what's the opposite of left? Exactly, it's right, okay? What's the opposite of up, Marshall? Ooh, give me some, high five. Low five, actually. But the opposite of minus 7, guys, would be plus 7. And so if we add 7 to each side, that's right. That cancels out. And we're just going to rewrite it. Nice kick, Marshall. As 4a equals whatever negative 15 plus 7 is. Marshall, what's negative 15 plus 7? Nice throw again. It is negative 8. Make sure you're careful with that. Now we have to do the opposite of multiplying by 4, which is dividing by 4. Okay, and we have purple on the left and green on the right now. So we have a equals negative 2, because negative 8 divided by 4 is negative 2. Let's rock and roll, Marshall. Keep on going. Now if we see right here, 13 equals negative 3w plus 19. Marshall, over this way, away from the street, please. Okay. Practicing math, but we're also practicing safety. Okay. So we have negative 3w plus 19 on this right side. I don't want to mess with this 13 yet. Okay. I want to get rid of this 19 right here because I got the green on the right side. So we're going to go ahead and do a minus 19 because the opposite of plus is minus, the inverse. And 13 minus 19 is indeed, use your calculators or whatever you need to do, negative 6. Copy this down just like it was, negative 3w. Now on this one, I'm multiplying by negative 3, so I need to make sure I divide by negative 3. And this right here then is negative 2. And so it's isolated. The variable is isolated. It doesn't matter what side it's on. W equals negative 2, or negative 2. I know my handwriting is negative 2 equals W. All right, so now you guys might see right here as I move this leaf, 6 minus 4x equals 8s, okay? So I have green over here, a constant term over here, so let's move this variable. And the opposite, get a shot of Marshall running across the parking lot. Look at him over there with the Hot Wheels. He's going over this way. Come on, come on. All right, let's go get that truck. Come on, come on, come on. All right, so I'm going to mess with this variable term to keep the green over on this side. So the opposite of negative 4s is?
Positive 4s.
Good. So the inverse is plus 4s. So it cancels. And plus 4s. Drop that 6. 8 plus 4.
12.
Man, not only are you beautiful, but you're pretty smart too. Brownie points, gentlemen. All right, so now I'm multiplying by 12.
Oh, you found a raggedy
row.
row.
By 12 is dividing. 6 divided by 12. I know what you're thinking. It's 2. It's not 2. It is 1/2. 1/2 equals S.
Or
Green
0.5.
on the left, purple on the right. All right, she doesn't know she's going to do it yet, but my beautiful wife Rachel, she's getting put on the spot. Go ahead and solve that equation. Negative 8 plus 2m equals negative 2m.
I solved the problem.
All right, so if you see right there, she made a very common error. See how I love how she did this on purpose. Okay, you can see what she did. She got rid of that negative 2m by adding 2m. She's not gonna have anything left on this side, so it's not gonna be balanced. So what she should have done then,
is subtract 2m.
so subtract 2m from there. She was just pulling a fake on you to cancel out that side.
Correct.
Keep going.
Daddy, put the phone down.
-8. -2 minus 2. -4m. All right, so now we have to get rid of that -4, guys. We're multiplying by -4, so it's the opposite or the inverse of multiplying by -4. So we're going to divide by -4. We call that my coefficient. And divide it by -4. All right, -8 divided by 4. Negative divided by negative is a positive, so I got m equals 2. Good job. M equals 2. Be proud of yourself. Nice.
Oh, Marshall's gonna do
Nice.
it with his raggedy rope.
Okay, Marshall, go ahead and show us this one. What are we going to do on this one? 4
That's all those
parentheses g
numbers.
plus 6 equals -6. Oh man, maybe one of those.
That's in the chalk.
All right, real quickly on this one, guys, all I'm going to go ahead and do is distribute. And if you need to go get him, you can get him.
He's good.
We're going to distribute, which is just multiplication. So 4 times g is a 4g. 4 times 6 is a positive 24, and that equals -6. Because Marshall's acting a little bit crazy, I'm going to keep on going from this one. I think you guys can get it from there. -24
Good.
and then divide by 4. All right, so we're getting into 8th grade math now. Everything we've done up from here is probably more like 7th grade.
Well, I like your homemade parking line. It's nice.
Totally homemade parking lot. It's too legit to quit around here, so we're going to keep on going. So I have variables on both sides of this one, and I have constants, 2 constants on this side, 2 greens on this side. Since they are both green and they're on the same side, I can just do what it says. I don't have to do the inverse. Marshall, that was a nice throw.
Shuttle races.
And I can just go ahead and do 3 minus 6. And 3 minus 6, if I combine those like terms, you want your eggs? Nice.
Let me see. Can I see it?
Is -3. Those two, I combine those like terms to -3. Let's rewrite that 2r equals 5r. Okay. So now I got a choice. I got the green over on this side, so that should lead me to do this variable term over here. The opposite of plus 2r minus 2r. So -3 equals 5 minus 2 is
3.
3r. Divide by that coefficient. -3 divided by 3 is -1. So -1 equals r, or r equals -1 on that. Marshall,
This way, Bubs.
show me with your egg what you
Oh,
can
look.
do.
There's a purple egg right there. Can you grab it, please? Well, I don't know, but come get this one, please.
Come here. Let's go solve this. Can you show them how to do this one? Show them how to color on this one. Look. It's right here. Come on, Marsh. You can pause it. All right, sorry guys, we had to pause. Marshall's getting a little too close to the street, so we have to always be safe. As always, you do math and you're safe.
Oh, boy.
Got the chalk, nice. All right, so we see 7 minus 2p minus 6p equals -1. Leaving my shadow out of there. Okay, just like the last problem, it looks like I could combine these two like terms since they're on the same side of the equal sign. So -2p minus 6p is -8p. You went upside down. Those math skills. 7 minus 8p equals.
Marshall.
We still have the -1. All right, another pause. It's all good, little kids. Y'all know what I'm talking about. They gotta be safe, as always. Okay, so 7 minus 8p equals -1. So now I'm gonna move either one of these two. Would I move the 7 or the -1? I ask you.
7.
Good. Hey, why are we moving the 7?
That way you put it on the side with the constants, not
Right.
on the variable side.
Purple on this side, green on this side. Constants on this side. The constants, let's move them over there. So let's get rid of that by doing a -7, -7, -1 minus 7 is -8. equals, cancel that out. Don't worry, don't forget about that -8. Okay? And the opposite of multiply by -8 is dividing by -8. And divide by -8. -8 divided by -8
1.
is a +1. Good job. All right, chance to redeem yourself, Mrs. Tapner. Let's go. Again. I can't be doing all the work here. 5q plus 6 equals 3q minus 5. All right, so she's working with her constants first. She's subtracting 6 from each side. She's dropping the 5q.
How's it going, bud? Good day to draw, man.
We're doing well. How are you? Just doing some math. You already know. All right, good. -5 minus 6 is -11. Now, Mr. Lawrence was probably going to tell you, and I would agree, she's going to maybe he'd disagree a little bit with my wife. Okay. What I would probably have done first, which you're fine. There is no you have to do first. I like to tend to move the variables first. So I probably would have done -3q, and I think Mr. Lawrence would have maybe done the same thing. But it's not going to be a big deal. We're going to end up with the same answer. I'm a teacher, so video from my class.
By the time I took business scholar in college, when I got done, they asked me if I wanted to do it.
You want to come do one on video from my class?
No, but I had to go to that class. I went to tutoring every day, 2 hours.
Oh my gosh.
And
Okay, guys, we're back. Sorry, we just had a little conversation with the neighbor. Don't worry, we made sure to stay at least 6 feet apart at all times. Always make sure you're social distancing. All right, so she's getting rid of that coefficient of 2. Instead of multiplying by 2, she's dividing by 2. She ends up with q equals, and just leave that as a fraction. It's all good. -11 halves. As long as it's reduced, looks good. Also, -11 divided by 2 is -5.5. I love it. Boom. There you go. Have some fruit snacks. Wonderful. Great job. Okay. All right. We got 2 more to go. Let's rock and roll. -3c minus 6 equals -12c plus 3. Okay. Now, guys, let's go ahead and let's work with, I can't combine anything on this side or on this side, okay, because both are, because I have a variable and a constant on this side, and a variable and a constant, so I gotta move something first. So I think, let's just go ahead and let's move a variable, and let's try to stay positive. So I'm gonna get rid of that, the biggest negative. So the -12c, I'm gonna go ahead and move it over here by adding 12c and adding 12c. Now that's not 15 right there because it's not 3 plus 12, it's -3 plus 12. Which is 9c. And that cancels and I'm left with a +3. Let's put 3 there, I don't have to put the plus. As Marshall comes and checks my answers out. Is it looking good so far? Totally. All right, so now I do have the variable on this side, so I'm gonna keep on going, and if I'm gonna get the greens over here now, because I want purples on one, greens on the other. Variables on one, constants on the other. So if it's opposite of -6, the inverse of -6 is +6. That cancels. Let's rewrite it. 9c equals 9. Get rid of that, divide by 9, divide by 9. So C equals 1. I'm getting a lot of 1s and 2s as my answers. I guess that might have been a number that was going on in my head. I'm not too sure. All right, and last but not least, here we have this big long equation right here. Go ahead and take a look at that bad boy. All right, so if we remember from a couple problems ago, okay, when I have this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to distribute that 5 out. Do which just means to multiply. So 5 times 2 is 10e. 5 times 4 plus 20. Now I don't do it to that +3 because it's on the outside of the parentheses, so I'm just going to go ahead and rewrite it as it is. And let's rewrite this side. 3 plus 5e minus 12. Marshall, what do you think I should do next if we're looking over here? You don't know where your raggedy rope went?
Right here,
I'm
Bubby.
pretty sure it's right over there. And yeah, I would agree, Marshall. We can just combine these two like terms right here, do what it says, because they're both, okay, they're both constants. And they're on the same side. So if I drop that 10e, 20 plus 3, a positive 20 plus 3.
I don't eat your fruit sack.
Did you
and
finish them?
Marshall's still eating his fruit snacks. Equals. Now let's look over on this side. Marshall, can you move your shadow, please?
This way, buddy. Good job.
Let's look
Thank
to
you.
what I can combine, if there's anything.
But
Good.
there's no more.
3 and the negative 12. So 3 minus 12, just do what it says,
There's
is a
no
negative
more.
9
There's no more.
Oh, you ate them all. They're all gone, bud.
plus 5e. All right, so now let's keep rocking and rolling. Now I have variables that I'm going to have to start moving around. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and move this plus 5e and minus 5e. 10 minus 5e is 5e plus 23 equals negative 9. Okay, now I have purple over here, green, and a green. So let's move this green by doing the inverse. That cancels. Negative 9 minus 23 is negative 32. Opposite of left. Marshall, what's the opposite of up? I heard you. What? Down. What's the opposite of short? Tall. And the opposite of multiplying by 5e
Dividing
is
by
dividing
5e.
by 5e. Get rid of that.
Sorry, I'm
coefficient.
distracted. The squirrel just got some trash out of the trash can.
Divide by 5. Rachel, this is serious math we're talking about. So E equals negative 32 fifths. So if I'm going to take that as a decimal, it's going to be negative 6.4.
Oh.
All right, guys, so a couple key things to take away from this. You know you're finished when the variables and the constants are on different sides of the equal sign. We do the inverse operation in order to get rid of those. And if you have two of the same terms on the same side of the equal side, so if it's like a green and a green, okay, you can just go ahead and combine those or do what it says before you start doing the inverse operation. I don't have the food snacks, man. I gave them to Mom. She got one correct. I hope you guys are being safe. I miss you guys. We all miss you. Marshall, can you say bye to everybody?
Say bye, buds.
All right, guys. Take care. See y'all later.